You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. And now, Danny, on to our trading card scenario. Who we got?
So tonight, Jason, in light of Jayson Tatum in the Eastern Conference Finals again, our trading card scenario is Jayson Tatum's 2017 Panini Prizm Rookie Card for Brandon Ingram's 2016 Panini Prizm Rookie Card. Couple quick bios. Jayson Tatum was the third overall pick by the Boston Celtics in 2017 out of Duke. Three-time All-Star, made the All-Rookie team, one-time All-NBA, and currently averaging 20.9 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Brandon Ingram was the second overall pick by the Los Angeles Lakers in 2016 out of Duke. One-time All-Star, made the All-Rookie team, and was most improved player, currently averaging 18.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So, Jason, who do you want in your portfolio?
This was a tough one. I ain't going to even lie. It was tough because on the heels of the announcement yesterday before the Warriors Mavs game, they announced the first team All NBA, or basically the All NBA teams, first, second, and third teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Jayson Tatum was on the first team All NBA. This was tough because Jayson Tatum, he's inconsistent, man, but he averaged 27 for this year, man. Man, this was a tough one. Brandon Ingram averaged 22, close to 23 points this season for the Pelicans. And then I thought about really the teams. I mean, the journey that Brandon Ingram has had to go through so far. I mean, being on the Lakers, dealing with for LeBron, dealing with getting traded or talks about getting traded. I ain't gonna never forget that, because when they were talking about getting traded, the Lakers came to the Indiana Pacers, played. And I will never forget. I have pictures to this day, because it was said at that point in time that LeBron basically wanted half the team gone for Anthony Davis. They lost to the Pacers by like 40 plus points. Yep. And all you would see is LeBron sitting by himself at the end of the bench.
I remember that game.
I went to that game, man.
I remember, yeah, we were texting.
I was like, man, you gotta be kidding me. Are you? I think the situation that Brandon Ingram finds himself in is hard because he's playing for a small market team, who's historically been in the last place in revenue in terms of a lot of rankings here. But I think he's found a home, and he's in the Western Conference, which is different. Then I think about Jayson Tatum. I mean, he's playing for the Boston Celtics. He's gone to the conference finals multiple times. He's playing for the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a Boston Celtic fan, but there's only a couple franchises that have won 15 plus championships. One being the Los Angeles Lakers, the other being the Boston Celtics. So that's a lot of clout being on that franchise. Jayson Tatum is going to be a future Hall of Famer. If he does not win a chip at all, he's still going to go to the Hall of Fame because he has that Boston Celtics backing. I can't say the same thing about Brandon Ingram. Because Jayson Tatum's inconsistent, man, but he can get 20. He's averaging 27. So who do I want in my portfolio? Brandon Ingram's story is not done. That journey is not done. And I don't think he's going to end up in New Orleans. I think he's going to go to another franchise and actually flourish.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's that title piece, that missing piece that a team needs in order to win a title. That's where I think he might actually really flourish. And then I think his card would be even more valuable. Yeah, Jayson Tatum is, quote unquote, one of the faces of the league. But I think Ingram's story and his journey is going to be that in where his card could become more valuable, because I don't think he's going to end in New Orleans. So with that, Danny, I'm going with Brandon Ingram.
Uh-oh.
Going with Brandon Ingram, man.
All right. Well,
I'm gambling on this one. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gambling on this one.
I look at Jayson Tatum. Like you said, he's the head of the franchise in Boston at this time. He's a known player in the league. He had success early in his career when they went and almost beat Cleveland to go to the NBA Finals in his second year, I believe it was, in that run against LeBron. And so after that series, that built Jayson Tatum up and gave him his clout. And then I look at Brandon Ingram, the skinny kid out of Duke, and being a Lakers fan, we picked him. He was raw. And I still think hindsight is something else, man. But they had to make the trade because of LeBron. But with Brandon Ingram,
come on,
I'm looking at him now, and this was the player they were envisioning when they drafted him, right?
Yep.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
I think something is going on here with New Orleans with CJ McCollum being there with him, and he actually has a veteran that's supporting his style of play and actually backing him and empowering him. If you look at New Orleans this year in the second half, and once they got McCollum, they made that run to the playoffs and actually tested Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon Ingram brought his game, and he's starting to put a little weight on. The only thing with Brandon Ingram is he is so quiet. And when I look at a card and its value, as good as he is and he's projecting to be, I agree with you, man. I think he may not necessarily be the piece, but he may, and if they keep the team as it is, and they bring in, because they actually have a nice squad.
Yeah, nice squad, man. Yeah, nice squad.
Like I said, that McCollum trade may in the end be what they're looking for. And they even have Zion. I don't know how that's going to fit, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it, man, and I look at Tatum. Tatum has more of a presence. He's in a bigger market. He's not really vocal either, to be honest with you. He's not a big, like, rah-rah guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Brandon Ingram's so quiet. I think he's one of those players where if you're in a small market and you're quiet, people aren't going to understand your true value. You're not on TNT every Thursday night. You're on ESPN all the time. And unless you watch him or, a fan of ball, you really don't know about Brandon Ingram just yet. So at this point in time, I'm going to take Tatum's card. But I'm not far off from what you're thinking as far as his trajectory, Ingram's trajectory, and how he could, if he builds upon what he did this season and get that confidence and be that star player with the role players around him, he could be in that Tatum type. He's building into that Tatum type role. He's just in a different market.
Yep. So
I'm going to go Tatum in this scenario, but I see your point.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.